Hi mga anak, I am back on your video tutorial for your Entrep 101, and the last time that we've met, I asked you guys to put in writing your business ideas. What will be your planned business name and kind of product and services that you would want to engage into. Di ba? So, na-create na sa inyong sa inyong mga sarili kung ano talaga yung negosyo na gusto ninyong pasukan, ano yung pangalan nito, saan nyo ilalagay, and everything. Alright? Now, we will be discussing right now how to start a business in 13 steps. Well, many of us dream of starting our own business. When looking around, it's going to be like tempting, di ba, to think na and tell it to yourself na, hey, can I really do this, something like that. All right, but it's important to remember that there's a difference between merely starting a business on paper. Diba? I ask you to write down your ideas on paper, no? And setting yourself up for success. Done correctly, it takes careful planning, investment, and motivation. You have to really be motivated, you know? You have to have this that to reach for your goal and for your dreams. Well, going in blind and starting a business without knowing what you're getting into can really lead to a costly failure. All right? In doing business, as we have discussed before, there are three things, di ba? To take into consideration, or three things that would result no in doing a business. Number one is to have this P. Number two is to have this BEP. Or number three is that you lose. Alright, or the UL. Alright, P stands for profit. Alright, when you do a business, you tend to really dream big. No, when you start dreaming big, you have this aspiration of doing business because of a profit. But if you don't profit, you might go to the second one, the BEP, or the break-even point. You don't win, you don't lose, pero nandoon ka lang sa gitna. Alright? It's break-even. You don't profit, you won't incur any losses, but of course you have to have this, or you are going to be on the break-even level. Alright? And number three is that the letter L, on the losing side. You don't profit, you fail to go to the break-even point, and then you lose. That is why there's this thing that you have to put into your mind, or put into your list first before going into business. All right? So we will be discussing it one by one. Number one to take into consideration is that the business must start with you. Start with you. Don't just jump in, all right? Make sure that you have what it takes to run your own business. Don't limit yourself, but evaluate yourself to who are you dealing with, all right? Know your strength, weaknesses, likes, dislikes, taste, and interest. Well, you have to know your skills, your passion, the lifestyle you are after. You want it to be like this, you want it to be like be someone like this and everything. And how much can you spend, or how much can you afford to risk, and types of work you want to do. All right? So we're clear on that, because in business it's like gambling. It's either you lose, no, or profit. Not everyone can be their own boss, all right? Now, it takes motivation, discipline to see the project through, and it's difficult to, stick with something that you don't like. Difficult to stick with something that you don't like, right? Now, it's okay if you don't know much about the business, no? At first, syempre. Pero you have to take into consideration of, really indulging yourself into some more studies about the business that you're into or that you would want to go into for you to be knowledgeable. Now, take courses if you need to. The important thing is that you're completely invested in the work required, for the business you choose to create or operate. All right, number two is the business idea. You wrote it down already that you have your business idea with you, right? Now, it pays to spend some time on the business idea to really explore, Here's a few things to ponder. Well, maybe you have a better solutions to an annoying problem. Di ba? What problems can you really solve? All right? Look at what's coming soon in some various industries such as technology, health, what else? Entertainment, and everything. Ask how it will change life or business in general and what you can do to position yourself or your business to capitalize on that change. Positioning is very important. All right? How are you going to position yourself? How are you going to position your business? Positioning in the business industry, it's like, what will be or who will be my target market? Is it going to be the A crowd, the B crowd, or the C crowd? Or is it going to be the male, the female, or the children on who's going to buy your product or avail of your services? You have to position yourself and, of course, your business. Now, how can you apply your skills to a different industry? Well, for example, do you have a unique skill or skill set, or way of thinking learned in your previous experience or learned in one previous industry that you've been into, that has yet to be applied to another, or perhaps there's opportunity there. Another question is that, can you provide something that is much more unique or cheaper than it's currently being priced or provided? Can you provide something to a location that doesn't have access to it? Location is very important in doing business. All right? Now, you can also search the web for business ideas and take note of those that sounds like good for you. But one method is to ask yourself first, no? Some simple questions that will help you narrow down your options. One question could be like, what is my strength? Or what is your strength in doing the business? Could be like, your strength is you're being madaldal. Like, you can actually talk to different types of people and market your product. Well, number two, of those strength that you have, what is in demand? Good question, right? Number three, of what is in demand, what can you afford to provide to your market that would, satisfy their needs, their wants, and of course, be a loyal customer to you. Now, once you have business ideas, run them into someone that you trust and can give you honest opinion, on your business. Like, someone that has a strong sense of business also. Like for example, if you're going to put up an iced tea, I don't know, a milk tea shop. You go to an avid fan of milk tea, your friend who really loves milk tea, and then ask for her comments or his comments on the product that you're offering. And from then on, or you can develop or redevelop, your product according, of course, to the suggestion of your friend. Number three, you do market research. Well, once you have your business, research it to make sure that it is in demand, that there's room in the market, and of course that you can provide or you can afford to provide it. Diba? Investment is very important. Now, perform a SWOT analysis. It's S-W-O-T analysis. Alright? S stands for strength. W stands for weaknesses. O stands for opportunities. And T stands for threats. Alright? Now, we're going to go through with a SWOT analysis on the other lessons that we're going to provide. Alright? So, you have to perform SWOT analysis, an overview. Your strength. What will be the strength of your product if you're going to sell or if you're going to create a business, a bike shop business? What will be the strength of your bike or your bicycle parts? Diba? Is it imported? Is it costly? Is it cheap? Diba? Now, what will be the weaknesses of your product? No? Not only the products, siguro weaknesses of your pwesto. Ano? Well, weaknesses could be like your shop would be far from from the bayan, no? It's not accessible and everything. So, what will be the opportunities? Opportunities is although you're malayo from the bayan, the opportunities of being big on that area because you're the only bike shop in that area would give you success. Now, what will be your threats? Di ba? Threats could be like if you succeeded in your area and then some bike shops learned about it and they put up some businesses that is like your business, like bike shop also, no? That could be your threats, the competitors. They might like give bigger discounts, give much more lower prices and everything. Now, you have to really do the SWOT analysis prior to the implementation of your business. Another one is, aside from SWOT analysis, you have to research your competitors. Alright? Research your competitors. Now, the market demand in your area, parang gano'n, no? How are you going to provide your business or services and products in that area if you have like a lot of competitors therein, diba? So how are you going to compete? This might require you to interview businesses to see if they need your products or services. Not only businesses, the consumers, and your target market as well. Alright? Another one is that you have to figure out your unique, often referred to as unique selling proposition. Alright? Unique selling proposition. Your business will fail if your number 75 trillion on Google that is offering the same service. Alright? Now, how are you different from your competitors? How are you different from other businesses? How are you different when it comes to marketing approach, to selling approach and everything? So, what can you do that they are not doing? It is very important to do your own research, no? So someone else research might be not complete or outdated. So they have focused, or probably they have focused on a different point that you need to uh, to strengthen. All right. Also, don't just search online. Browse and research online. You have to indulge yourself. Personally. Go to the source. The more time you invest upfront, the fewer mistakes or problem that you'll face later on. Number 4, write a business plan. Well, a business plan is a written description, di ba, of your business. Written description of your business. Where to, what to, how to, and everything, no? It works like a roadmap, no? And should be updated from time to time. Well, it helps you give the information you need to develop, and of course, the business must get funding. How are you going to get resources for your business, di ba? So it also provides projection also to help you decide how viable your business idea is, no? So there are several ways to create a business plan. Small Business Administration, according to the Small Business Administration, this is how we're going to create detailed description, so from each point of the structure. So you have to be very detailed. Let's start off with the executive summary. All right, now what is an executive summary? An executive summary, guys, is a brief overview at the beginning of a business plan, and of course it should provide a short, concise summary of your business. So it should capture the reader's attention and gives them an interest in learning more about the business. All right. So it also includes concise overview of the business plan. Of course, the executive summary must be placed at the beginning of each business plan. And before you write executive summary, you'll have to write the rest of the business plan first. So, ibig sabihin, though the executive, though this is the summary of the business plan, you have to write the business plan first before the executive summary. Why? Because the executive summary is all, the entire, content of your business plan. All right, number 2 is the company description. All right, the company description is an overview of the company's plan, vision, and relationships. This document typically includes the company's name, business structure, and mission statement. All right, and of course, the overview of the target market. You created the business, you have this company. Now, who will be the target market of your product or your services? Number 3 is the market analysis. All right. So what is a market analysis? A market analysis is actually a thorough assessment, of a market within a specific industry. So you will study the dynamics of your market, such as volume and value, potential customer segments, buying patterns, competition, and of course, other important factors. Number 4 is the organization and management. So what is organization and management? Organization and management focuses on the study of two things. All right. How individual and group interact within the organization, and how firms interact with one another, and with how the firm would interact with their consumers, employees, and communities and institutions. All right, fifth is the service or product lines. All right, so one of the primary factors related to the success or lack thereof of a business is product or service lines. Well, let's concentrate on the product line. Product line is a set of related products which are sold to the consumers under sole, name, or brand. Organizations may have several product lines in an effort to reach many different consumers, all right? Like for Procter and Gamble Philippines, which produces Safeguard and other soaps, no? But Safeguard is one of the product line of Procter and Gamble Philippines, all right? But under the Procter and Gamble Philippines, there's a lot of soaps on their company, all right? So that actually is depending upon what the consumer wants or needs. All right, number six is the marketing and sales. All right, remember mga anak that sales and marketing are two business function. They're not of the same. All right, so two business function within the organization. So they both impact lead generation and revenue. All right, so ibig sabihin, you have the product, how are you going to formulate your marketing and sales strategy, di ba? Well, the term sales refers to all activities that leads to the selling of goods, products, and services. All right? While marketing is the process, no? Is the process of getting people and getting their interest, and at the same time knowing what are the things that would satisfy their needs and wants. All right, so this is a process, while the other one is actually an activity. All right, so clear tayo dyan. Marketing and sales are two different business function. Number seven is the funding request. So funding means money, means investment. All right, money that you would put up into your business. So basically, funding request section of a business plan is an outline of the future funding requirement of a company. Usually, the time scale here in the funding request is limited to the next 5-year operation of your business. So this really is a need, especially for the startup companies, no? That is, or that has uncertain future, no, in the business. So remember that request for funding is, or funding request is very important. Number 8 is, of course, the financial projection. So what is financial projection? Financial projection use existing or estimated financial data to forecast businesses future income and expenses. All right, so they often include different scenarios so that you can see how changes to one aspect of your finances might affect your profitability. It's like such higher sales or lowering your operational expense. Like, how are you going to budget things out if you have this um, product, 10 of this that you are going to sell, alright, might cover your operating expense. But then, syempre, you have to still project to lower down your operating expense. Like, you're going to sell 10 of this, pero you have 10 salespeople who will only be selling one of this. You think that the operating expense such as their salaries, their meal allowances would cover up, no, your financial need for your business. Parang ganon, di ba? So, sales versus operating expense. So, how are you going to just like simplify those things? It's like projected income. I have 10 of this. I'll be selling this for 1,000 pesos each. So, probably, I'll be having a projected income of 10,000. Now, that is equivalent, of course, the 10,000 numeric value is equivalent to your estimated sales. But how are you going to compare it or equal it with the needs of the company? You have 10,000 pesos, but your operating expense is so high because, number one, you are giving out high salary to lots of people. So, if in case the salaries of your people every month is projected at 50,000 pesos, but then your projected sales will only be 10,000 pesos. So how can you cover up with your operating expenses? So that's financial projection works. Alright guys, the ninth part of your business plan is your business plan appendix. Hindi appendix. Alright, the business plan appendix, where the appendix is used to provide supporting documentation, no, for key components in your business plan, such as financial statements, market research. All right, it includes also business licenses and everything. All right, so that's the appendix. All right, mga anak, we've discussed the first part. All right, or I've discussed the first part of how to start a business in 13 steps. Kasi it's going to be 13, it's going to be long, and it's hard to upload videos, right, in YouTube. That is why we'll be having a part 2 and part 3 of our discussion in how to start a business in 13 steps. All right, we've discussed already the start with the U. Number 2 is the business idea. Number 3 is perform market research. And number 4 is to create or write a business plan. So stay tuned for our another lecture video to be uploaded in my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and add your comment. And see you again next time. Thank you.